I'm in an interesting place right now in terms of board gaming. And I've been here before. I'm not saying that I'm quitting the hobby. I'm not saying that I'm quitting dungeon crawling and going for that glory, but rather reflecting the fact that sometimes, for various reasons, there's burnout. And there's burnout in any type of hobby. I'm feeling because in many ways, I've been a lot more remote for work. And just naturally with the situation going on, I was going to say less, but almost non-existent physical tabletop. And my board gaming hobby, my board gaming output of what I play, I'd say was like 80% solo, 20% playing with friends and bringing it to the club and groups. But now being entirely solo and having more time, I'm not only playing more games, which is a great thing, but also playing a lot more games that are a lot more intense for longer amounts of time. And I think as a hobbyist, and this is true of role-playing games and board games, sometimes we just need to take a step back, and you have to allow yourself a chance to take that step back. There's this duality. Maybe you feel guilty about not feeling guilty or guilty feeling guilty, where you have all these amazing games, an amazing collection, a lot of fabulous titles, but you're just not feeling it right now. You're just not feeling about playing it. And when that happens, what I find the best thing to do is just tell yourself, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to step back for a little bit of time, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You'll know because you'll feel that passion again, and it'll pull you back. So what are some of the signs of impending burnout? Well, naturally just not having as much fun. And I'm not talking about a particular title. You pull it down, you set it up, you play it, and you realize, I'm not really feeling this right now, or a certain strategy isn't working out, a game isn't going a certain way. I mean, overall, out of the last 5 games that you pulled down, if 4 of them were kind of lackluster, or you weren't passionate about it, there's this idea of burnout. And another aspect of burnout is the setup time. Now, there are some games where the setup is very, very lengthy and very, very involved, building decks, laying out miniatures, setting tiles. I don't mind. Let's think about Gloomhaven, right? Fantastic game. Love Gloomy. We're going to have Gloomy Part 2, and we've got Jaws out. I mean, an amazing time for Gloomhaven. There is significant setup, and it's not the type of game that like you set up, then you take down, you set up, you take down, ideally. But a game like Gloomhaven, or a game like Kingdom Death Monster, or even Runebound. I love Runebound 3rd Edition. The last time I played Runebound a few days ago, even with all the expansions, you have to sort some cards and figure out the decks you're going to use. But there's nothing groundbreaking. There's nothing revolutionary there. 15, 20 minutes, you're ready to go. And that's making the decisions along the way of what you want to play. But if you find yourself getting burnt about setting up, or you're looking at a title and saying, do I want to play that right now? I really don't want to set that game up. Taking that step back. Allowing yourself for that. So when this happens, what I do is I take a break, and I focus my efforts, because it is a relaxation. It is a form of hobby and entertainment. And for some of us, I do consider board gaming an important part of my self-development strategy in terms of figuring out literal strategies and interfacing with other players and building a good time, building relationships, breaking down barriers, all of that in board gaming, allowing yourself to step back and refocus on another hobby for a little bit. But if you find yourself in this place, the here and now, don't beat yourself up. And I still do this once in a while, even now. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel like you've got these amazing titles, and if you step back, like, what does that mean? Even if you're like, look, I'm going to take a break, and it's a month later. The titles aren't going anywhere. The hobby isn't going anywhere. And my philosophy, if we're going to invest time, if I'm going to step out of time is finite. It's the only thing we can't get more of. So the best we can do, without getting all self-help, is management. So every time I play a game, whether that's solo, with a group, with friends, you and I, even with these podcasts, I try to put out premium. I try to make it that premium experience. That's the aim. Doesn't always happen for various reasons, but I want to make sure it's premium. So if I'm not feeling it, it's okay to take that step back for a little bit.